Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 46 of my 100-day vlog project. So this is a daily series that's going to end on Christmas Eve. Probably will continue on a weekly basis after that, where I share what I've learned and my experiences and my realizations in this journey of making my dreams come true, of pursuing my passion, of creating a worthy and meaningful purpose and living the best life that I can possibly live. And I wish the same things for you as well, especially if you are someone like me who's always been a dreamer, who's had dreams, who has vision for your life, who feels a calling into something that is, scary, but also exciting and worthy and meaningful for you. This vlog series is really for you. So if you have questions about any of these things or about the creative process and the artist journey, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can directly message me through any one of my social media links which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So yesterday I shared about how our reaction to rejection, a lot of times that is what stops us from moving on from rejection, from overcoming the setback and carrying on with what it is that really matters to us. So 2 years ago, I wrote a more vulnerable and authentic and something that is honest and heartfelt sharing in a blog article or a blog post of mine. And I had this negative comment that was like an essay long, worthy of a blog post itself, that kind of bashed me down and put me down, and that brought up a lot of emotions in me, and a lot of self-doubt, and a lot of the fear of judgment, the fear of embarrassment, all these things that kind of stopped me, well, all these things that always stop me from putting myself out there and sharing more authentically and more honestly and more from the heart with people. So you might not be doing the same things as I am, where you're writing a blog or doing a blog series, or really putting yourself out there, and hence, risking rejection. But rejection can still come in in many different forms in our life. And I think one of the biggest obstacles that we have in terms of pursuing the life that we really want and the dreams that really matter to us are the naysayers in your own life. And we have those. All of us, we have those. We've met those people at some point in time. We might even have been best friends with some of these people at some point in time. They might have been your teachers. They may even be your parents, your relatives, people that you look up to at some point. These naysayers and these people who they don't necessarily reject you, but they reject that part of you that believes in something bigger for yourself, that believes in your dreams, that wants you to aspire towards something, a greater vision for your life and a meaningful and worthy purpose for yourself. So it's really important then to start to examine, who are these people that you surround yourself with? And are they really for you, or are they really putting you down, even though they may not intend it to be that way? They may really have your best interests at heart, but because of the way they see the world is very different from you, because maybe they subscribe to the more conventional belief system, the more normal, what we consider normal belief system, where it's all about survival, it's all about getting a good job, it's all about climbing the ladder, or career prospects, or about getting married, settling down, starting a family, or about being a humanitarian and standing for like social causes and giving to charity and volunteering. And I'm not saying that any of these things are bad. It's more of, this is what has been drilled to us constantly all the time, that this is what life is supposed to be like, this is the right way to live, this is how grown-ups behave in society. And you may not actually agree with them. You deep down inside, as an individual person with your own unique perspective and your own unique experiences in the world, you may not agree with them. But because these are the beliefs that we grow up, this is the belief system that we have grown up with, and because everyone that has also grown up with this same system that is around them, it's very easy to get stuck in that, even though you may have a part of you that believes in something, a bigger vision for yourself. And so it's really important to watch out and pay attention to, who are these people in your life that are really supportive of you and your dreams, versus the ones who are putting them down without them even realizing a lot of times. So when I was a child, I really loved to draw, And when I was 8 years old, one night, I think I was drawing something at the dining table, and my mom just randomly asked me what did I want to be when I grow up. And I told her I didn't know, but I just wanted to draw. And she said, "Oh, you mean like an artist?" And at that point in time, I got really excited because, to me, I remember like in school, they always have those pictures of the different occupations. And the artist was always depicted as someone in overalls with like the easel and a beret. And and painting something on this easel, and I didn't realize that drawing was the same thing as that. So I got really excited, and then she told me that artists don't make any money and I should do something else instead. And at that point in time, getting my mom's approval and having her be proud of me and pleasing her was very important to me. So obviously she didn't mean to discourage me from my dream. What I didn't understand back then is that she grew up in a very different time in Singapore, because there's a whole history here of Singapore, and we are like a 55-year-old nation, so we're pretty young. And my mom, when Singapore gained independence, she was 10 years old. So she grew up in a time where it was all about progress and economic development, and I guess in terms of the national mentality at that time, it was about how do we survive and how do we make a mark in the international scene. So obviously people who grew up in that time are more likely to subscribe to that kind of thinking because that's what they're surrounded with. So that was her thinking, and at the same time she's also a very practical person. She's also someone who's very driven and very motivated to succeed. And not necessarily to think in terms of what do I really want to achieve as a dream in my life. So we're very different in that thinking. But of course, at 8 years old, I did not understand that, and I accepted what she said, and I completely forgot about my dream, and I completely stopped drawing. And it took me about 20 years of searching and pursuing other dreams and going on this whole winding path journey to get back to my artist dream once again 20 years later. So rejection in our lives can come in a very subtle form. It's not necessarily that you want to put yourself out there and then you get rejected. Sometimes it's the people you love, sometimes it's the people that you have been hanging out with, sometimes it's the people that you grew up with who don't realize that they are discouraging you from your dreams and from that greater vision that you have for your life, because they themselves believe, because they themselves subscribe to a belief system that they grew up with, and it's not easy for them to see outside of that. It's not easy for them to realize that there is a different way of thinking outside of that. So today I'm sharing about a more subtle form of rejection that appears in our life that we may not even realize, because it comes in the form of the people who are close to us, not necessarily understanding why we believe in our dreams, why we want to go after something that seems so ridiculous and seems so impractical. And they mean well. They mean well because they love you and they care for you and they do want the best for you. It's just that they don't understand that framework of thinking because their belief system kind of follows the more conventional route and the surroundings that they grew up with. So it's really important for us to understand where they're coming from. It's also important for us to identify who are these people and what is their belief system when it comes to our dreams and such, and realize that we cannot let that affect us. We have to find new people if necessary. We have to find a community if necessary that believes in the same things that we do, such that we are supported in fulfilling our dreams and going after what really matters to us and creating something that is meaningful and worthy as a purpose for you. So if you liked today's video, subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow my Facebook page wherever you're seeing this on. And if you have questions, feel free to ask them in the comments or directly message me through any one of my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. And I will see you tomorrow.